so you have to excuse me. So, my name is Leo, and to be honest, I didn't choose this name, actually. This name chose me. The story goes like 6 years ago, I guess, when a young transgender killed herself. Her name was Lila Apricot. And the reason she killed herself was because her parents were trying to do something which is called conversion therapy. I think you've all heard of conversion therapy. So, her parents were forcing her to do conversion therapy, so she killed herself under a train, but before she did that, she actually wrote a message on Facebook saying why she killed herself and explaining the reasons why. And because of her death, there was a law that was implemented in the US, which actually incriminates conversion therapy, and it was called the Lila Law in her honor, in her name. So may her soul rest in power. So, in her honor, I chose my name, Lea. It's not gonna be the same, but at least like something similar. And I hope I'm going to be like as strong as she is. Anyways, I was born like 29 years ago in the north of Lebanon in Tripoli. I was assigned as a male at birth. Too bad for me. I didn't understand that at first. Because, well, when you're young, like, you don't think of yeah. So when you're young, so basically when you're young, you don't even think about gender or anything like that. You're just like a kid. You just want to play. And basically, I've always loved dolls, loved teddy bears, I've loved the girls. I wanted to be a princess. Actually, I wanted to be a warrior princess at that time, not just a princess. So, basically, that was the cute little me, I guess. This picture. Why do you? The map. Anyways, it's not moving. Yeah, that's a cute little me. So, yeah, this person, didn't realize what is it to be like a boy or a girl, because to be honest, I've always been attracted to girl stuff. My parents got me Legos, my parents got me toy cars, balls, all these stuff. I was their eldest. So they were expecting me no, I should play with these. So no, I don't want these. I want to play with my dolls, I want to play with my teddy bear. I even have a small elephant, I call him Fanfood. And he's my age, and it's a pink elephant, by the way, which I adore and still have till now, So, I love these. I didn't love toy cars, I didn't love soldiers, I didn't love all these stuff. And it wasn't a problem at first because you're young. Even when you start to go to preschool. At preschool, all boys and girls, they do the same thing. I didn't even realize what is it to be a boy or what is it to be a girl. There was no difference with that. But there's something wrong. It was she was changing her daughter's diaper, and I was standing next to her, and I was curious. I said why doesn't she have the same part of mine? She told me because she's young, and you're a boy. And at that moment, I was shocked. I still remember that moment clearly. I hated my part. I didn't want that. I wanted to remove that. Okay, these parts actually tell if you're a boy or a girl. And it was my first keeping up milestone. So it was my milestone discovering myself as a boy. And when I grew up, of course, you're a boy. Invitation, I didn't understand that. And you have to play with the boys, and you have to do whatever stuff. And I was actually because my school was actually higher level. It's not separate. The girls on one side and the boys on the other side. And I hated that, to be honest. I didn't want to do it with boys. I hated playing with them. I just had fun by myself. So the thing is that, okay, I endured against my will. And at the end, فترتها كان البابا وضعه نوعا ما المادي مرتاح، سو كنا مدرسة خاصة. بعد الصف الخامس after the 5th grade برا الدول and finished my 5th grade, and then 6th grade I went to a public school. And this is where hell started. It wasn't even a public school. It wasn't even a school. It was a prison. كانت إصلاحية. Like حدا منكم دارس هون بمدرسة رسمية بلبنان؟ Yeah, so you know, like it's not even schools. صراحة. They're like small prisons for children. Like the worst of society sometimes come to these kind of schools. And I've seen that. Like from the first day they started teasing me. Like they started to call me faggot. They started even to make moaning voices to me. Like, and I was like, why are you doing that? I didn't even understand that. But I didn't even curse. So later on I realized that they're not just doing that to me, they're actually doing that to all the LGBT community who were at school and who were actually like showing that they are LGBT. So at that moment kept banging by nafsi. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be treated like that. So what's the best way for me? Of course I was like still very young at that age. So I said the best way for me is to go along. I have to go along. Keep these feelings aside. I have to act as they do. And I trained myself. Like 1-2 months, I was practically one of the guys. But at night, like I was still waiting till my parents get to sleep so I can steal from my sister's clothes and to wear them. I used to envy her, by the way. I used to envy my sisters for her clothes. Like, why can't I have the same clothes as she did? So later on, as you can call it, the fight started here. I started to realize that I'm not the same. And okay, I look like a boy, but I don't feel actually boyish. I feel kind of girly. Like I've never been attracted to boy stuff, and it's not in my hand. So I want to stop these. So when I stop these, what happens to me is I fell into depression. Like a part of me is missing. So I go back again. Then I stop for 1-2 weeks, then I go back again. So I call this period like my on-off period, basically. And during this period, an accident happened. Like once my mom caught me when I was like around 14, and I was wearing a very tight dress. And I can't remember what lame excuse I made at that time, but nothing happened. So I continued. At that time, I was feeling like I was living in a prison. Like I was yawning to go out. Like now I'm feeling it. I started like praying, crying. Why God? Why did you do this to me? Why can't I feel just normal? Like in my what like brain normal, like it's to be either a girl or a boy, not a boy feeling like a girl, which is kind of sad to be honest because I didn't understand that. And the coolest thing ever happened to Lebanon, we discovered the internet. And this is when I started to do my researches. Like I started to think like, am I gay? Maybe. And I looked like I've been like to websites, stuff like that. No, I'm not gay. I don't even feel gay. I tried to be gay once, but it didn't work. It's not me. Sorry guys, but I'm not gay. I'm just trans. So I discovered that I'm trans. So, but I didn't even accept. I didn't even accept that. I said like, I have to stop this. I have to be, in quotations, normal. So I tried to fight it, never happened. Tried to pray for it to stop, never happened. Tried everything I could in my power, never happened. And actually, this period, like, by the way, it's spent for like around 15 years of struggle since puberty until I don't know, like 4 years ago. Actually, by then 2 years ago. To be honest, I'm gonna know why. So during this time, in my early 20s, my mom caught me another time, and this time I was like wearing skirt, full makeup and everything. Like she barged into the room in the middle of the night, and she saw me dressed up. And this is when hell broke loose, and my mother started to cry. I tried to explain to her, this is how I've always been feeling. She didn't accept that. She said that I'm crazy, that I'm possessed by the devil, and I need to see a sheikh, and whatever. And she even didn't let me like shave my beard for like a month at that time. Because like, are you shaving? No? Okay. So actually like, I went along with her like for a month or two. She even wanted me to get engaged, by the way. Like this was her idea. And no, for me to be cured, I had to get engaged to a girl. And she was actually working on that. Thank God never happened. Because like it was my worst nightmare. So, like me being with a girl, no. I've tried. To be honest, I've tried with girls. It didn't work for me. Never, sorry. Like sorry girls, but when I kiss a girl, I feel like I'm kissing like a fish out of water. I don't feel anything. Like, so the thing is here, I've tried with men. Okay, yes, I found myself. Yes, I'm a girl who belongs with a man. I'm a straight girl, to be honest. Started to happen, and this is when my first coming out happened. I was still living at my parents' house at my last year at university. This is how I look, by the way. I was trying to hide being girl, but not trying to hide it. At the same time, I was trying to wear neutral clothes, like with a kepi, and people used to call me Picasso like, for the hat. So at that time, it was hard. That was like around 4 years ago. At that time, like I started to wear piercings, started makeup, a little bit of makeup, okay, clothes like baggy, like tight pants and stuff like this. But it's been hard. Why? Because I've been pressured by society. Like, look at that thing, look at that faggot, look at the thing walking. Like even my parents, like, are you going to stay like this? So I've been pressured all the time, like for a year and a half from them. At the end, I caved. And I'm not proud of that. I hate. I said, I don't want this. I want to end there. I want to bury her. I want to kill her. And what happened here is I actually tried to kill her. I tried to bury her deep inside, and the guy happened. And here it was my straight period, which was the worst period of my life ever. Actually, it was the worst 10 months of my life, to be honest. I said I'm gonna try to be normal again, between quotations, follow my parents' leads, and I was a teacher at that time. So what happened is I got engaged to a person. I'm not gonna refer to this person as a she. Sorry, she's not a she. هي أجل من 500 رجال بعد. This is why I got attracted to her. But I'm gonna refer to this person as the عو. You know what's عو? كيف تزعمون إنه بيجي عليكم العو أنتوا صغار؟ And she literally is a عو, by the way. Because of this person was very negative. So this person was very negative. أول شغلة, I'm trying to deny myself my true identity, and I'm trying to deny myself like who I truly am. And I was trying to act in a total different way, غصب عني. I swear, like if you look at me, you wouldn't even recognize me right now. بس اللي عم بيصير معي إنه تكون ملقى مثلا let's say in the street وشفت ثياب على الوجه. غضب إنه ما بدي أطلع. إنه خلص لك هيك صرت بتعرفوا عيني الديكسي بطلع اليوم هيك. إنه خلص ما بدي أشوف. So I was struggling at that time, and this person came and we got engaged, and this person was actually evil and negative as hell. And she was trying to, like, I'm a photographer, I'm an artist, I was an English teacher at that time. I've been an English teacher since I was 18, by the way. Like, I was the youngest teacher in the center. You're the teacher, and yes, I am. So, and I've been a computer teacher, and I'm an IT, and عندي هذا الدغرات يعني ما مخلي أي شغلة تكتب على أي شيء مني شغلة فيه. And this person made me feel like a loser, like you've done nothing. Of course, I was honest with him. That's about my past, about how I was. And later on, this person actually started to use this on me in a way, in certain situations. But الأهم إنه this person was a negative person. He brought me down بسببه بلاش تحس إنه I'm nothing. And even though I was already denying myself, she tried to make me even be someone even different. Like if I laughed in a cute way, like don't be cute. You're a teacher. You're 27 for God's sake. You have to act like this. What? So don't laugh in front of these people. Sit straight. Do blah blah blah. So it was possessive as hell. And because of this person, I actually become a robot. Literally, I become a robot. Not before that, actually. Can you bring the other one? Yeah. Yeah. I've done this. This is how I was feeling. I was feeling I'm fragile, stuck in a box, and I was a robot. Like كون قاعدة مثلا, for example, and my friends are talking to me, and من هو؟ كون أنا قاعد أتعلم تاني, like بقول إيه لا خلاص. I wasn't there at all. I couldn't smile, I couldn't laugh. I even thought about ending my life at that moment. I think I've put something. Like I think it's the third picture. Yeah, I was depressed like as hell at that time. This is like how I actually felt at this time. Even like the second picture, if you can put it. Yeah, this is what I was feeling, and this is what I actually tried to do. At that, like after like 7 months of this relationship, I found myself وقفت على البلكون نصي لبرا, and I was going to jump من طابق الخامس. At that moment, I had an epiphany. إنه لا, what are you doing to yourself? You have to understand, she's the one who's killing you. So we ended. I felt happy as someone walking on the moon, basically. And I felt relief. But a part of me was still bothering me. Like, am I trans? Really, am I trans? Or these feelings are coming back just because she was a negative person? I was testing myself. I literally tested myself to the limit. And actually, I found another girl at that. And she was sweet as sugar, as honey. Okay, and even with that girl, I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't, because it wasn't my position to be with a girl. I couldn't be with a girl. I've tried, even if she's good. And she was supportive, by the way. And I ended the relation, and she hates me for that right now. I think that the thing is, I was the perfect boyfriend for her, to be honest, because I understand everything she wants. Because like whatever she wants, and I want. So I'm giving it to her, but nobody's giving it to me. So you know what I mean? So I was the perfect boyfriend, and suddenly I ended everything. I told her, like, listen, I can't continue this anymore. I have something different. And I came out to her later on, and she cursed me, and it was, yeah, but I still love her. So, and the thing is, during this relation, I actually tried to kill myself again. I've tried to do the same thing again. Then I had even second epiphany then. And what happened is here, I decided that I should leave my parents' house. That was 2 years ago, and I should live by myself. And to be me. So here I started constructing myself, to be honest. فاللي صار هون إنه I live by myself in Tripoli, by the way. متركة طرابلس بعد ما أنا شغلي هونيك كان. So I rented a house with some flatmates. And هون بلشت إنه to be the teacher in the morning and to be late at night. But that wasn't even enough for me. خلاص, I'm late. I can't live a double life. I can't be like two people at the same time. I can't act two people. This mask that I was wearing all my life, it had to go. Because literally, like the other persona that I used to talk about is a mask that I always had to wear. So شوي I had to be smart. Like my second coming had to be smart, not that like the first time. So بلشت شوي صغيرة. مثلا for example, my piercings were back. أول فترة, بعدين شوية ميك اب were back. عودوا علي العالم. بعدين شوية اكسسوارز زيادة were back. عودوا علي العالم. So كل شوي كل فترة عودهم على شيء. آخر شيء my hairdo, آخر شيء everything, آخر شيء they saw a girl in front of them. And that caused me problem at work. They told me like you shouldn't wear like that at work. So, and like we're having comments and stuff like that. So I was like, really, okay, I'm gonna stop. Like I'm gonna be normal at work. At the end, I started to ask the students, to be honest, were you feeling uncomfortable when I was wearing that? Like I was actually asking behind their back. They were like, no. So after like 2 weeks, I came to my boss and I told him like this. The girls are seeing a female figure in front of them, which is cool. Like my students are like, أصغر حدا عمره like 18 and they're very old. So like the girls, they're seeing a female figure in front of them, which is no problem with them, especially with Nu'ad. And the boys don't have any problems. And you're having tremendous results in IELTS in the exam that I was teaching. So what's the problem with you? So they said, no problem. So I told them like, listen, at least let me come to my work feeling comfortable. And don't call me the other name, call me Miss Liam from now on. And they actually did. So, because I didn't want them. Because I didn't want to confuse the students and I wanted to be comfortable, and from that moment I became خلاص like we're Miss Leia, and like students didn't even thought about it later on. Like the ones who came after خلاص they're seeing Miss Leia. Even ما فكر that she's trans or not, and that made sure of that. Like because some of them, like I remember one student who علق فيه كيف, and I told him like no. I had to tell him I'm trans. He was like really, which is weird. Like it's hard to know I'm like. People can know me right away about it. So the thing is here, my work was perfect. I did my life in a stable way for a while. Then what happened? What brought me to Beirut is 3 things actually. The first, the center where I used to teach, they decided to close, not because like you know, they decided to close because they were losing money, so it wasn't working with them. So they told me like we're going to close because we're losing money and we have to close the English Center. And the second thing, the owner of the house that I was living in, who is a very cheap bastard, wanted to sell the house. And the rent was high, but he wanted more money, so we decided to sell the house. And the third and most important thing, I had to face the family. And what happened is here, I had a brother. And he used to be supportive at some point, and even my sister, they used to be supportive. And I had a fight with my brother at first, and he said like all the stuff I'm in is haram. I shouldn't be like that. I should blah blah blah. He even told me something. Because of that, he told me like, I told him like, do you want me to kill myself rather than be here? He told me yes. And that was actually hurtful. This is what, when she was talking about that, like I actually experienced the same thing. Like I wish you were dead instead of being like that. Love, man, I'm living my life, like what's wrong with you? So here, like, عملوا like she حلف علي in my parents' house, like my sisters and my brother, and they told my parents. Like, my parents, I wasn't seeing them, I was calling them, telling them I'm busy. I didn't want to face them, to be honest. And it's not easy for them. Like when you, let's be honest, when you transition, your whole world transition with you. They have to adapt for certain aspects. So I was planning it in another way, but my sisters like brought it very fast. And I had to face my parents, and my father is now trying to make me to go through conversion therapy. And like I've seen therapists, I've seen كذا حدا. He told me لا ما بعرف كيف صار كثير رجعي by the way. برأيي إنه هلا بيفهموا السايكايترست وهول زراعة الغرب ببلدنا. So yeah, لهالدرجة ما بعرف صار. So he's seen a doctor, and I think this doctor is fishy, and he wants me to see. And عم بيحاول. I just had like the housework and the family happened at the same time, so my time in Tripoli is over. I had to come to Beirut, and that was like 2 months ago. And now I'm in Beirut, trying to build a new chapter of my life and starting from scratch. But I'm sure at one point I will reach my goals. Yeah. And thank you very much.